Manchester United's season sunk to a humiliating new low on Sunday as Darren Fletcher's hapless side crashed out of their final cup competition in front of a furious Old Trafford crowd. A 2-1 defeat to a disciplined and hungry Brighton side not only extinguished United's last hope of silverware this season, it also exposed the deep rot that continues to infect every level of the club, from the dressing room to the boardroom. What unfolded at the so-called Theatre of Dreams was anything but a dream. It was a nightmare, a damning indictment of years of mismanagement, tactical incoherence, and a club that has completely lost its soul. It was a performance devoid of courage, devoid of identity, and worst of all, devoid of fight. Interim manager Darren Fletcher, handpicked as a desperate stopgap following the sacking of Ruben Amorim, looked completely out of his depth. His team played without urgency, without structure, and with all the intensity of a pre-season friendly. Whatever Fletcher was trying to implement, the players either didn't understand it, or worse, didn't care. From the first whistle, Brighton looked like the only side that had prepared with purpose. They were quicker, sharper, and tactically superior. It took just 12 minutes for the visitors to slice open United's fragile defense. Former United forward Danny Welbeck, once again haunting his old club, swung in a perfect cross that Bojan Gruda buried with ease. United's backline stood still, statuesque, as Gruda ghosted and unmarked, and it only got worse. Fletcher's halftime team talk, whatever it was, had no effect. United came out just as lethargic in the second half. With the hosts chasing shadows, Brighton turned the screws. Welbeck, brimming with confidence, found the top corner with a ruthless finish that screamed of a man with a point to prove. 2 goals down at home, United looked beaten, and the crowd knew it. The fans' fury erupted into full-blown revolt. Deafening chants rang out against United's American owners, the Glazer family, whose 19-year reign has been defined by debt, disappointment, and disgrace. British billionaire Sir Jim Ratcliffe, the newest shareholder who promised change, wasn't spared either. The message was clear: enough is enough. The Old Trafford faithful have run out of patience, and Sunday's disaster only added fuel to the fire. Benjamin Sesko's late header offered a glimmer of hope, but by then the damage was done. The urgency United finally showed in the dying minutes only underscored the cowardice of the previous 85. Where was that energy earlier? Where was the leadership? Where was the pride? It was all summed up in the final moments of the match when teenage substitute Shea Lacey, one of the club's most promising talents, was shown a red card for dissent. A kid, boiling with frustration, cracked under the pressure of a club where even the youth are being chewed up and spat out by the chaos. This wasn't just a cup exit. It was the symbolic death of Manchester United's 2025-26 season. No domestic trophies. No European success. Just another year of mediocrity and misery, wrapped in corporate PR statements and hollow promises. Darren Fletcher will not be in the dugout next week. That much is certain. But removing Fletcher solves nothing. He is merely the latest pawn sacrificed in a broken system. The real problem is much deeper, structural, cultural, and institutional. This is a club being strangled by its past, misled by its present, and terrified of its future. The players must shoulder their share of the blame. Too many passengers, too many egos, too little fight. The likes of Bruno Fernandes, Marcus Rashford, and Casemiro were anonymous when their side needed them most. Leadership was non-existent. The midfield was a mess. The defense was laughable. The attack was toothless. But let's be clear, this collapse is not just on the pitch. It's a systemic failure from top to bottom. The recruitment team, the analytics department, the boardroom executives, and the absentee owners, they are all complicit in the decline of Manchester United. Sir Jim Ratcliffe promised standards of excellence. What we saw on Sunday was a disgrace to the badge. If Ratcliffe truly intends to rebuild this club, he must start by dismantling the culture of excuses and mediocrity that has festered under Glazer ownership for nearly 2 decades. This isn't about one bad result. This is about years of rot. Years of false dawns. Years of broken promises. Manchester United is not just a club in transition. It is a club in identity crisis. Until someone within the walls of Old Trafford stands up and takes real responsibility, this once great institution will continue to spiral further into irrelevance.